So the Review of Religions is a English language magazine of the Jamaat. It's the primary external facing magazine of the Jamaat. It's a magazine, the most prominent feature of it is that it was established by a prophet, by the promised Messiah, alayhi salatu wassalam. Today, the magazine is not only an English language magazine, but it's also branched out into German, Spanish, and French under the guidance of Hazrat Khalifatul Masih al-Khamis, Sayyidullah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz. So it's become a global magazine that is distributed throughout the entire world. So there's a prophecy of the Holy Prophet ﷺ that the sun shall rise from the west. And it was sort of in, you can say, explanation to this prophecy that the promised Messiah ﷺ saw a vision. And the vision was that he was standing in a grand hall in London and he was delivering an address in the English language. And this address was proving the truthfulness of Islam through sound, rational arguments. Then the promised Messiah ﷺ saw that he was catching birds, and these birds were white birds and they had the bodies of partridges. The promised Messiah ﷺ took this to mean that, in his quest to spread the message of Islam, and he had a desire to spread it in the English language as well, that his works, his writings would reach the West that had become darkened by the Enlightenment. It's funny because the Enlightenment, people think that, with the advancements in knowledge, that the West became enlightened. But, the reality was that as a result of that increase in knowledge, they became arrogant and they became darkened, but because of that arrogance. And the promised Messiah ﷺ said that it was by the light of his writings that the West would become enlightened in the real sense. And so it was suggested in the 1890s at a Jalsa Salana that an English language magazine be created for this purpose. And so in January 1902, the first edition of the Review of Religions was published. And the Review of Religions since 1902 till now has been in print for over a century. The Review of Religions was, it started being spread to the Western countries, to Europe. And, famous people like Leo Tolstoy, who wasn't, he was very critical of religion, but he would read the Review of Religions, and he was actually very complimentary of some of the articles about the afterlife. Then there's a person by the name of Dr. Baker from the United States. It's said that he is one of the first converts to Ahmadiyyat in the United States. And he also, received the Review of Religions, and it was through that he learned of Ahmadiyyat. Then Jamaats such as Mauritius, Ghana, and the Philippines, they were also established after receiving the word of Islam Ahmadiyyat through the Review of Religion. So it's had a profound impact, in its earlier times and throughout history. In terms of the Review of Religions now, I think the best way that I can describe it is how Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen Ayyadahullah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz had described it in recent years, in that this magazine, it started as a magazine, has now become a multimedia platform. So our bread and butter is the print magazine, which is published every month. But now we've branched out, for example, into the online space. So we have a dedicated website with dedicated content for that website. We have a presence on social media. For example, in his most recent report that Hazur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr Aziz presented at Jalsa Salana UK, he mentioned that 10 million people were reached through the Review of Religion social media platforms. We have a YouTube channel where we create, specific content, and it's all again geared towards the English-speaking audience, towards the external audience to again fulfill that mission of the promised Messiah ﷺ of spreading the message of Islam Ahmadiyyat to the West. So I think one of the more prominent projects in recent times that the Review of Religions has conducted is the God Summit. We've conducted 2 God Summits up until now. They've been watched all around the world with hundreds of thousands around the world who have watched, and it's basically making the conversation about God relevant again. We also have the Existence Project, which is dedicated to proving the existence of God, which is again one of the primary reasons why the promised Messiah ﷺ started this magazine. So we have videos, articles, social media content, all geared towards the existence of God. Another aspect that the Review of Religions has been working on is exhibitions. For example, there's that popular exhibition that we've been doing, the Great Blind Taste Test. We've done it at the Khudam Ijtima. We brought it to this Jalsa Salana, Canada. So that's been, people have enjoyed that as well. This year at the Ijtima, we're going to be bringing a new exhibition, which is going to be along the lines of the theme of the Ijtima, which is Hukuk al-Ibad. So there's going to be some fun interactive components, and there's going to be, a fun little challenge as well for Khuddam to take part in, to see, the review of religions. We post reels and we post different social media content. We want to give Khuddam the opportunity to see if they can step up to the plate and, answer some questions.